Hi guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. If you couldn't tell, last week I have been very sick. I've had bronchitis and I am feeling a little bit better, but if you still notice my voice is a little weird, that is what's going on. I have bronchitis, but I've gone to the doctor, got medicine, and I am on my way to getting better. So today's video is a review, or I guess battle review video as I like to call them, between the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick and the L'Oreal Longwear Shaping Stick Foundation Stick. And I have mine in Natural Ivory in the Maybelline and Ivory in the L'Oreal, and they seem to be pretty similar colors and a pretty close match for my skin. I am wearing them right now. They are slightly paler, I think, than I am right now, but not too much. And I just want to let you know what shades I was for your reference in case you wanted to know. Okay, so let's just get started with what these claim. So the Maybelline claims that it is a cream to matte foundation and a precision pointed blender sponge that is perfect for applying cream foundation at home or touching up on the go. So it has this little sponge at the end, and I hate this thing. I have tried to use it, and when I apply foundation, as I am blending the foundation out, it is removing the foundation. So I do not recommend using this sponge that they so proudly advertise. I don't like it. It removes the foundation. But that's what the Maybelline one claims. And then the L'Oreal one claims that it is going to give you a perfectly sculpted look with medium to full buildable coverage that lasts up to 24 hours. This creamy glide-on formula melts into the skin and provides weightless longwear coverage that doesn't cake or drag. The multi-use tool allows you to easily define features without sacrificing longwear coverage. Cover, define, and enhance your features for up to 20 blah, blah. It's just repeating itself. So basically it's claiming to be an all-day wear, creamy, medium to full coverage. I don't think the Maybelline one said what kind of coverage it claims to be, but with one layer, these are both a medium, I would say. So I haven't tried to build because they kind of feel heavy, and I don't like feeling makeup on my skin. So I haven't tried to build them, but with just one layer, these are both a medium coverage. And we are going to see if they are both long wearing by doing as long a wear test as I possibly can. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I will wear it as late into the night as possible until I have to go to bed, and we will just battle it out. This half of my face is the Maybelline foundation stick. This half of my face is the L'Oreal foundation stick. I have not done a wear test prior to this, so I don't have my final thoughts on these yet, and I won't until I do the wear test. But I will tell you, so far I am liking the L'Oreal one better. I think it has just a little bit more coverage than the Maybelline, and it doesn't blend away, or, you know, when I'm trying to blend out my cream contour or something like that, like, it doesn't pick up the product when I'm doing that. And that did happen with the Maybelline, as you will see in the application in just a second. So one more thing I wanted to mention, the Infallible by L'Oreal has 9 grams of product, and the Superstay by Maybelline has 7 grams of product. So that's also something to keep in mind. I know the Infallible is a little more expensive, but you do get 2 grams more of product. Without further ado, let's just get into the application so you can see how these babies apply, and then we'll get into the wear test and my final thoughts. So I have been playing around with these for a little bit, and I have found the best way that I like to apply them to my face. So first I like to start with a glowy primer. This is the Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer, and I take just a pump of that and dot it all over my face. I will start with one stick directly on my face. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Superstay and just stripe that all over. And then to make it blend a little bit better and have a little more moisture, I take the Smashbox primer water and I just go ahead and drench that side of my face. And then I take a flat kabuki brush. This is the Sigma F88, and just spread that out. And I find that the sponge on this removes product the more you blend. So I like to use a brush instead of a sponge for that reason, so that I'm not removing product and just blending it out. And I'm taking this a little bit down my neck because it is just slightly light for me since it is summertime. I'm a little more tan, barely, but just a little, and so I want to blend it into the rest of my body. And that is the Maybelline Superstay all blended in. As you can see, it's a medium coverage at best with one layer, and it does look like makeup on the skin. So then I'm going in with the Loreal Infallible stick in the shade 401 Ivory and doing the same thing, just striping it all over. It's kind of fun to do a foundation stick and like color all over your face. And then take the primer water and spray. And blend with the kabuki brush. And as you can see, this one has a little bit more coverage than the Maybelline. It's already covering more redness than on this side, and I applied the same number of stripes on my cheek. So that is the L'Oreal Infallible side. As you can see, it's a little glowy, but that could be the primer, and it's a little higher coverage than the Maybelline, but I'd still call it a medium coverage, and it still looks like it's sitting on top of my face despite everything I tried to melt it into the skin. So next we're going to try and blend cream contour on top, because cream contour is like essential for me. And I'm just taking my Anastasia contour kit in the shade Shadow right here, and a contour brush, the F77 from Sigma. I just like to use this brush to place the contour, not to blend it out. I find it does really good at giving me those thin lines that I want. And then I like to take the FO4 Extreme Structure Contour to blend it out. So let's see how this blends out. I think that kind of took away some of the foundation. That definitely took away some of the foundation. There's like bare skin right there now. What? Okay. So then we're gonna go on the L'Oreal side. This blended a lot nicer. I definitely don't see a bare patch. Like over here I see a big red spot of bare skin, and over here it just looks like contour. So Maybelline is looking super sucky right now. Let's do the forehead. It blends on the forehead just fine. Let's try the nose. Okay, now it doesn't look as red. I don't know what's going on with this side, but it doesn't look as contoured as this side either. maybe it just blended away the product and irritated my skin, but now my skin's calm, so it looks normal. I don't know, that was weird. So next I'm going to conceal my under eyes with the Stroke of Light Eye Brightener and just do a couple lines. Not the full-on triangle, just a couple lines. And then take the F64 from Sigma to blend that out. I want to try the 40H Kabuki, but it's one of those brushes that takes a couple days to dry, even if you're hanging it upside down to dry it. So I can't use it yet because it's still drying. So the concealer blended into the foundation just fine on both sides. But that contour situation is still like, what happened? I don't know. So let's set everything. I'm going into the NYX HD Banana Powder with a Real Techniques setting brush. And just patting that under my eyes. In Bareminerals Original Mineral Veil. And I believe this is a crown powder brush. Just that everywhere, because I have found that, like most foundations on my skin, if I don't set it, I will leave like fingerprints and it will transfer and come off. So I thoroughly coat myself in powder to make sure that does not happen. Now that we've set with powder, let's see how powders blend on top of the foundations. So first I am going in with my Bareminerals Ocean Drive bronzer and a Bareminerals Seamless Shaping and Finish brush. I'd say that blended very well on both sides. Let's try the blush. This is Becca Amaretto and a Delium Tools 964. It's sticking over here a little bit. Come on, blend out. And you saw me set it with powder really well, but it's kind of sticking on the apple of my cheek where I first put my brush down. On this side it blended perfectly, but I have a super pink cheek over here, so whatever. Whatever, Maybelline. Then I'm taking Champagne Pop and a Wet n Wild highlighter brush. And if you hadn't noticed, I'm just using all my Project Pan items. Oh, that looks peachy. I've never had it come off so... I know it's a peachy highlight, but I've never had it come off quite such a peachy stripe before. It's like a stripe. It's never done that to me before. Let's try the L'Oreal side. That is a little more natural and a little less a stripe of peach. You can see that versus that. That's like a big stripe. And that is a little more natural and blended. Alright, so that's how powders and creams blended on top of the foundations and how the foundations applied and how I like to apply them. So let's set this, give it a fair chance, and do our wear test. So it's been almost 4.5 hours since I first applied the foundation, and I just wanted to show you what it is looking like. So from my perspective, it is looking less dewy and more like oily around my T-zone, and that could be because I went outside into the heat and I just got a little sweaty. I don't know. It still looks like the rest of my face looks like dewy glowiness, but this just to me looks like oily. But it doesn't look like it's breaking up anywhere other than around my nose, which is typical for most foundations. and both sides are settling into the fine lines on my forehead, which is a problem that I have with almost every foundation that I wear, and the L'Oreal one is a little bit less so, the Maybelline one a little more so, but they are both doing it. Now when I touch it, it does not transfer off. When I hold my phone to my face, it does not transfer off. It's upside down too. But so there's no transfer with either of these foundations, and I have been touching my face and eating, and my eyes have been watering, and it has not come off at all. The only thing that's wearing off is the under eye, and that could be the concealer that I used, the Stroke of Light. It's starting to look a little like I have kind of black eyes under there, and it's kind of wearing off under there. So the only thing I would say is that they both settled into my forehead lines and are starting to wear off around the nose and look a little oily in the T-zone. But we will see you in probably about 4 more hours. So it's been a little over 8 hours. It is 12:10, and I had to take my contacts out because they were bothering my eyes and put my glasses on. So let me just take a look and see how this held up. So where my glasses were, it's definitely worn off on both sides. There's definitely some wearing off on both sides around my mouth because I did some eating, and around my nose because I had to blow my nose. And there's definitely fading in the cheek area. I can see like patches of redness where I wasn't wearing blush. And the forehead still looks pretty much the same. I would say overall for 8 hours this isn't too bad. It's still mostly there and still looks pretty okay for both of these foundation sticks. So my final thoughts on these foundation sticks and which one I would choose if I were to buy them again. I would probably go with the Infallible, just because one part of the price of this one is the stupid sponge that doesn't work, and two, looking at my forehead, which is like my biggest problem area, the Maybelline side is just slightly worse, and it also kind of caught, like even after I set it, it still was catching some of the powders that I was blending on top of it. So just those slight little things, but they are both really good, and I would recommend both of them if you have dry skin like me. I don't know how they wear on oily or combination skin, but if you have dry skin like me, they do last a full 8 hours and probably longer, and I think they are both good products. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!